Hey Scale Freak, Joe here again, in the dark. In the dark in the backyard. Why? Well, I want to show you some lights. Front lights. Boom! There they are. Back lights. Boom! There it is. These are the Proline 2-inch and 4-inch lights that I've got mounted on the F-Bomb. Got them wired up to the Hey OK light controller. One switch for the front, one switch for the back. So if you want light behind you for the guys behind, there you go. If you want light for the front for your night trails, there you go. Back on the bench, I can show you exactly what I have and how I have it installed into the truck. So first, thank you very much to Skycraft and St. Catharines for getting these things in for me. What I did was I asked them to order me the 2-inch 6276-00 as well as the 4-inch 6276-01 to bring them in to mount onto my Proline overland rack and of course my front bumper. So the 4-inch I've got set up here, as you can see, mounted into the overland rack. All it is it seats in there, 2 screws, one on each side, and then you can adjust the angle in which you want it to broadcast. The 2-inch I have put onto the front bumper right here, and what you do is when you open the package of the kit or of the light, it's going to come with a whole plastic tree of additional parts that you can use. All these different things that you can use to mount the light bars wherever you see fit. What I used for the front bumper was I used these little L brackets, screwed them into the winch ports that were into the front of this guy here, and it was a perfect fit to get that thing locked down with the M3 screws that come in from the sides. You also, of course, get a light bar, which is awesome. These things are cool, just a row of LEDs, plastic case, very durable, like very durable. And because they don't know exactly how you're going to mount them, you get an entire bag of hardware. M3 screws, some 1.5s, you get some washers, some nuts, because they really don't know how you're going to put it onto your truck. So they give you the option to do a bunch of different things. And the lights do come pre-wired with the connector that fits into your receiver, because it will run directly off your receiver, or in this case, I have them running directly off of 3-cell. So what I'm using is I'm using the Hey OK switch. So of course A is winch in, B is winch out, but C is front lights, and D is my back lights. I don't know if you can see it coming on in the back there. Now, what I've done here is I've set the one. So the reason why I put the 2 lights on the front is when you have a light on the top like this, what happens is it creates a giant shadow down in front of the truck. So it is very difficult to see anything at night. So by adding this one onto the front and pointing it as much of a downward angle as I can get, it will shine a lot more light down on the ground down here, so I can actually see some of the obstacles that I am going to be crawling up on. Of course, I do have the option to put rock lights underneath my truck too, which will shine completely down, and that will give me a full view of everything that I have going on down here. And who knows, maybe in the future, I could maybe switch my back lights to include rock lights as well, since that would be a pretty serious thing. But anyway, the back light, you see I've got mounted onto the back of the overland rack. And again, these brackets come with the overland rack, and it just fits in snug nice and there. You may notice there's no back tire when I've got set up like this. Well, that's because when you have the back tire for your night run, this light pretty much just shines into the back tire and again creates a big shadow in the back. So for the night run, just spin off the butterfly and run no spare tire for the night run. The night runs are not usually as long as the day runs, so you can kind of get away with the idea that you didn't bring a spare on the trail at night. But again, hit it and boo, lots of nice light on the back. How do I have it wired in though? Well, if I pull off the battery or the body, over here, I've got my Hey OK winch controller and light controller. That is right here. So it's 2 lines coming off of it that are again controlled by this remote. Now I have these connectors wired onto here so that what I can do is when I'm taking my body off for any amount of time, I can just disconnect them, put the body wherever I want, and it's safe from these. I can just tuck these in somewhere so that they're not going to get tangled up in a mess anywhere. Now I will be running, just so you know, and I'll get this wiring all cleaned up, I am going to run dual batteries. So one will be laying here, one will be laying here, and I've got this splitter connector here to put them all together. So that way when I am running the night, running my T60 servo, my servo winch from Hey OK, my 4-inch light bar, 2-inch light bar, 2-inch light bar, BXR, and the motor, that I'm not going to drain the batteries too much at night when I'm on the trail, because I don't want to change batteries at night when I'm on the trail. So I'm just going to run kind of double fuel tanks, I guess you could call it. But for this case right here, what I've done, just set it off to the side. I'll clean up all this wiring later. Now, what I've done here is I've connected a female to one and a male to the other. The female is for the front, the male is for the back. That way, when I'm in a hurry, I don't worry about which one. I just, okay, grab that one and connect it, and then grab this one here and, you know, just connect it. No resistors, no anything like that, and the line's just straight to this guy here. And then, of course, if I hit it, boom, light on, and then on the front, light on as well. And then, of course, I could really shorten these, but what I plan on doing is taking the shoe goo and gooping this all the way against the body so it runs down. So it's completely out of the way, so you're not gonna have, when I have the body on, you're not gonna be able to look through the windshield and see a mess of wiring. I will put some kind of interior in this as well eventually, so it'll cover it all up. But that enables me enough length if I just need to set the body to the side, or a quick disconnect if I wanna take them off completely. So I wanted to give myself options. That's exactly what I wanted, was many options as to what I could use to make it as versatile as possible. But you know what? Let's take it back out to the backyard and see what else we can do with it. So back in the backyard again. How much light does this thing actually give off? Well, go back to the front lights. Let's see how it goes. There's my kids' playground. There's the fence in the backyard. There's some more of my kids' toys. And man, is that bright. And again, if you wanted to check out some stuff behind you, there you go. 1 2-inch light for the backside mounted on the top of the bar is going to give you a significant amount of light in behind you. But you're always going forward. So you can see here, the top bar gives you that main broadcast. But if it wasn't for that bar that's mounted on the front bumper, you wouldn't see anything in front of the truck. It would just all be just a giant shadow. So that's how this all goes together. I'm looking forward to the night stages. I'm looking forward to getting out and seeing what I'm doing at night. We don't get out that often at night, but guess what? This makes life a lot easier. All right, guys, go check it out. Again, click on like, subscribe, comments below as to what light setup you are using, and of course, share this throughout your community. Lights out, guys. Have a great night.